The YCJ is a federal law created on April 1st, 2003 and replaced the Young Offenders Act. The YCJA is meant to give youth a second chance. This law only applies to people in between the ages of 12 and 17. The reason the YCJ exists is to rehabilitate and reintegrate, provide a meaningful consequence, and prevent future crime. They emphasize the unique nature of youth, their level of maturity, fairness, their rights to privacy, and timely intervention. They encourage things like support, participation, empowerment, and respect. Jimmy is 14 and acquires a truck while he is drunk. Jimmy hits a pedestrian. The pedestrian gets a broken arm and 2 broken ribs. Jimmy later crashes the truck into a fence. When the police officer arrests Jimmy, Jimmy is charged with drinking and driving without an adult, drinking under the age of 19, theft, and assault. Jimmy is put in front of a prosecutor. The prosecutor proves that Jimmy is guilty, but since Jimmy committed multiple crimes, he is put in front of a judge. Jimmy isn't given an adult sentence, but Jimmy is helped by the John Howard Society. They explain that Jimmy's friends pressured him into drinking and stealing the truck, and that Jimmy resented his actions. The judge and the John Howard Society think that Jimmy should be sentenced to restitution for the broken fence, compensation for the truck owner, alcohol counseling for 2 weeks, paying a fine, confronting the victim's parents face to face, and he is not allowed outside after 10 o'clock for 2 months. If Jimmy completes his sentence, then he has gone through the YCJA. But as Jimmy is serving his sentence, he will be assigned a parole officer that will check on him as he is serving his sentence. The YCJ is fair and equitable because it takes in 4 factors that will determine a youth's sentence: their attitude toward the crime, how serious was the crime, the offender's past, and what were the youth's circumstances. When a youth is under arrest, they have the right to know why they are being arrested, the right to remain silent, to talk to a parent, and to be represented by a parent, trusted adult, or a lawyer when making a statement. A youth's name cannot be published unless they are given an adult sentence or they are on the loose and are a danger to their community. The Criminal Code of Canada affects citizens that are tried as an adult. They must appear in court, whereas in the YCJA, when given a youth sentence, you must go before a prosecutor. In the Criminal Code of Canada, it is possible to receive long sentences that last years. The maximum for a young offender is only 3 years, even with an adult sentence, while a youth that commits a smaller crime may be given counseling or community service. Most common sentences are fines, community service, compensation and restitution, a probation order, support and hard supervision, custody and or supervision. If the youth is an Aboriginal, then the elders of the community may organize an intervention. such as the sentencing circle. The elders will decide on a punishment. The greatest punishment is exile, where the youth must leave the community forever. Extrajudicial measures are a way to deal with the youth outside of the court. If a police officer catches a youth, they can do nothing, give you a warning, or practice police caution, an alternative to prosecution, or refer you to a program. Extrajudicial sanctions include issuing an apology, community service, returning stolen property, writing an essay, or creating a poster. Justice advocacy groups like the John Howard Society and the Elizabeth Fry Society help find underlying problems in youth. A youth justice committee encourages people in their community to help and resolve problems for youth in the YCJA is fair and equitable because it finds the underlying problems, and because of that, not everyone's sentence is the same.